Hey there, everyone, and welcome back to your weekly crypto market update. My name is Brendan from the Crypto 101 team, and in this week's episode, we have a very important topic to discuss, and that is the topic of altcoin season. Yes, we've seen the requests. There have been a lot of people asking us to talk about when altcoin season can begin and what are the catalysts that can get us there. And the good news here, maybe a little bit of a spoiler for today's video, is that the metrics and the data is looking really, really good for not only the entire crypto market, but altcoins specifically. And that's what I want to cover here in today's video. So a very high level overview of what we're going to be talking about is going to include some TradFi data in relation to inflation. And I want to explain how this could actually impact altcoins more than it can impact Bitcoin in a very positive way. This could also lead us to, as you can see on the screen, to maybe getting rate cuts out of the Fed. This has been a big concern from them. I'm going to talk about how that can, again, positively impact altcoins. The Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs are getting tons and tons of inflows. And then we have adoption continuing with Coinbase making some moves, getting added to the S&P 500, and Robinhood expanding what they're doing with crypto trading as it is becoming a crucial part, an integrated part of their business. So a lot to discuss in today's video, everyone. If you are new here, all we ask is that, hey, if you like the video that we make completely for free, and if you like the content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and if you really like it, stick around to the very end and check out some of the links below. So let's talk about this move here on Bitcoin, because we have Bitcoin just soaring back to the upside. I mean, we have Bitcoin rallying from April 9th over here at around 74K, and now it's pushing back up to around 103, 104K. This is a near 40% increase, a near $30,000 increase in Bitcoin in just over 1 month's time. It's a really strong move. We saw that over the weekend, Bitcoin was rallying up to a new swing high of around 105, 106K, and now we're just holding on here. So we're looking at this at a very high level and say, hey, Bitcoin is doing well. It's moving up, consolidating, moving up, consolidating, moving up, consolidating. And hopefully we can continue to see more moves up. And I think that it's very, very much on the books and possible. Now, Ethereum here, I think, was one of the big winners. We saw Ethereum explode back onto the scene. It cleared this previous resistance level over here, broke above the 20 and 50-day moving averages, and then this thing just went near parabolic to the upside, going from around 17 to 1800 all the way up to around 2600. So while Bitcoin was able to do about 40% in the last month, well, Ethereum's done a little over 40% in just under a week here. Now, it has been lagging behind for a long time. It's been underperforming in the markets. So this is bringing it back to a more competitive position. And again, altcoins were rallying right alongside this. Solana's been going hard. XRP is exploding back onto the scene, bouncing off of its 200-day moving average. And a lot of mainstream altcoins have also done well. We've seen Aerodrome appreciate over 100%. Ondo, Sui, and a lot of these others all do really good things. And the key of today's discussion is going to be a little bit more focused on altcoins, because this morning we got the CPI print, and this is a big deal. This is in regards to inflation here in the US, and it's been a big talking point for, I'd say, even the last year or so, probably even going out farther than that. I think you could say that since COVID, this has been a really hot talking point. But this morning we got CPI data, and it showed that the US CPI came in at 2.3%, while it was estimated to come in at 2.4%. This beat expectations. This is better than expected for inflation. Core CPI, it stayed the same at 2.8%. And this comes after people have been saying it's going to rise. Tariffs are going to affect this. The trade wars are going to affect this. All these other things are going to make inflation and stagflation stick around and get worse. And guess what? We're not seeing any data to prove that yet. We're coming off a killer earnings season. We're coming off of good jobs reports. And what this means for altcoins is that this is increasing the likelihood of risk-on investors coming back to the market. Now, which cryptocurrency communities, which sectors are going to be affected the most by risk-on investors? It's going to be altcoins. Now, this has also been a big sticking point for Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve. he's been saying, I don't know if I want to cut rates because of inflation and inflation concerns, inflation this and that. Well, again, inflation is now coming in better than expected. So as you can see from what our team over on the Crypto 101 podcast was talking about, they're saying cut the rates. Can we cut it? And I think now there's going to be more pressure because that's been his big thing is, well, we can't cut rates because we're trying to balance jobs and inflation. Well, if inflation's coming in better than expected, maybe we could see rate cuts. I know it's still looking like this is something that probably happens to somewhere between July and September, but one can hope that this puts a little bit more pressure on the argument of rate cuts. Again, if we can get rate cuts, historically, that has been a good thing for the crypto markets. Well, not only that, but we're seeing that the Bitcoin ETF inflows and the Ethereum ETF inflows. We have the Ethereum ETF inflows on the screen right here. They've been seeing a lot of money flow into this thing, especially over the past couple of days here. I would say even over the past month or so. We go to the Bitcoin ETFs over here. We scroll down to these. These have been crushing it as well. I mean, there's plenty of days where we are having almost $1 billion, $500 million in inflows alone to Bitcoin through these Bitcoin ETFs. So they're crushing it over here where we're seeing Bitcoin ETF inflows, Ethereum ETF inflows, altcoins are skyrocketing. There's a lot of reasons for risk-on investors to return back to the market. And on top of this, there's all sorts of positive catalysts that are working right alongside everything else that we're talking about, right? Here's a big one, Coinbase becoming the first crypto company to be getting added to the S&P 500. This is a big deal. Or should I say maybe more broadly, like the first crypto exchange inside the S&P 500. Because they're having cryptos that dabble with crypto in there. But Coinbase is what I would say is the first like tried and true crypto company. And they let out this really cool, this really funny tweet that says, as the saying goes, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then they add you to the S&P 500 or something like that. So this is big news for Coinbase. Obviously one of the biggest, if not the biggest exchange or crypto exchange in the world at this point. But one of their big competitors is, again, doubling down on crypto, and that's Robinhood. I like Robinhood and Coinbase. Again, full transparency, I like them both. I think they're both great. But Robinhood is set to acquire the Canadian crypto trading platform WonderFi for around $179 million, which is a lot of money. Probably not a lot for Robinhood with how much they're growing. But this has become a huge part of their business. And if you look at their reports from the start of this year, which summarized last year, and their quarter one report, crypto has become a huge part of their business model. And they're doubling down on this. They're expanding on it. And I would imagine that they support more crypto features. And they just look to add new cryptocurrencies as a whole moving forward. They already support a number of the crypto ETFs and even crypto options and things like that. So big moves here coming from around the space. There's positive adoption. There's positive on-chain metrics. There's positive price action. Need I say more? We're seeing really, really good things. And even in the TradFi space, we're seeing a lot of positive things as well. So Bitcoin is pushing back to the upside. Altcoins are following. We now have the total 2, which is the altcoin market cap, pushing back above the $1 trillion area as it's now consolidating over its 200-day moving average. So it's not all going to be up and to the right. We're not only going to have green days from here on out, as much as I would love that, but I do think that the general picture is resuming back to the upside. So there's a lot of great things to talk about here, and there's definitely a lot going on. So thank you all for tuning in and watching this video. We hope that all of you enjoyed it, and we're going to see all of you at the same time, same place next week. Now, for everyone that's here, and this is your first time, you can get access to our entire crypto portfolio in the link in the description down below. Again, just $1. There's no catch there. You get to be part of a really great crypto community where I am personally an analyst called Crypt Nation, and you can check out our entire crypto portfolio below. So thank you all for watching this, and we'll talk to you all soon.